Imagine being born into a world where your freedom is never yours. You don't own your name. Your choices are made for you. Your body is not yours to protect. Your life belongs to someone else. Now, imagine that despite all of this, you become one of the most influential minds in history. This is the story of Epictetus, a man who proved that power isn't about wealth or status, but about mastering the only thing you ever truly own, your mind. Segment 1. Epictetus's early life. 2,000 years ago, in the city of Hierapolis, a child was born into slavery. His name? He didn't have one. The name we know him by, Epictetus, simply means acquired one. His master was a powerful secretary under Emperor Nero, a man of influence, and with power comes cruelty. Epictetus was treated as nothing more than property. He was beaten, he was controlled, and yet something about him stood out. He was hungry, not for food, but for knowledge. Even as a slave, he managed to study under Musonius Rufus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers of the time. His mind, unlike his body, was free, and that freedom, it would change everything. Epictetus believed in one simple truth. You can lose everything, your money, your health, your freedom, but no one can take your mind unless you let them. He once said, "A podium and a prison are both places, one high, the other low, but in either place your freedom of choice remains, if you wish." While serving the elites of Rome, Epictetus observed something strange. His masters, the richest, most powerful men in the empire, were not free at all. They were controlled by their desires, obsessed with wealth, crippled by fear of losing power, distraught over petty insults. They had everything, yet they had nothing. Meanwhile, Epictetus, an actual slave, had mastered something far greater, the art of inner freedom. And that, my friends, is what Stoicism is all about. But life wasn't done testing him. Years later, Epictetus gained his freedom. But just as he began to teach his philosophy, the new emperor, Domitian, saw philosophers as a threat. He banished them, exiled from Rome, homeless, powerless, alone. But did Epictetus break down? Number. He embraced it. He settled in Nicopolis and built a philosophy school. Students from all over the empire traveled to learn from him. Among them, the future Emperor Hadrian. And his teachings? They would later inspire Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors of all time. The man who was once a nameless slave ended up shaping the minds of Rome's most powerful rulers. Now, if that's not true power, what is? So what can we learn from Epictetus today? Here are 3 life-changing lessons from his philosophy. Lesson number 1, control what you can. Let go of the rest. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. You can't control your past, but you can control how you react to it. You can't control other people's opinions, but you can control your response. Stop wasting energy on things outside your control. Focus on what is within your power. Lesson number 2, hardships are training for the soul. Difficulties show a person's character. So when trouble comes, remember, the universe is training you. Think of life as a gym for the mind. Every challenge is a weight to lift. Every hardship makes you mentally stronger. Lesson number 3, you are not your circumstances. Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. Your situation doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Whether you're facing failure, rejection, or adversity, ask yourself, am I reacting like a prisoner or like a free person? Conclusion, the final message. Epictetus lived in chains, but he was freer than emperors. He owned nothing, yet he had everything because he owned himself. And that is the secret to true freedom. Not money, not fame, not power, but the ability to master the one thing no one can ever take away, your mind. Question for the audience. What's one thing you can stop worrying about today because it's outside your control? Let me know in the comments. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more wisdom from history's greatest minds. See you in the next one.